Hi guys, it's another beautiful Friday with your girl Bola Tito Fatoki at Sped Every Day. I'm so excited to be with you today because it's that time of the week when we share knowledge about supporting our individuals with exceptionalities. Why do we need to support them? Yeah, because our aim, our goal is to be able to let these individuals reach their highest potential. At SPED every day, we celebrate progress, we celebrate success, and we celebrate independence. Remember, this can't happen without your assistance. This can't happen without your support. This can't happen without you being consistent. And also, this can happen without a big community and you knowing that you're not alone, but you have every other person. It's a big community. Special education is a big community. So thanks for watching today, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy every bit of it, and not just enjoy it, but you're going to learn as well. Before I move on, I want you to know that I'm also here to learn, and I want to learn from you. So make sure you share your experiences, whether through inboxing me on my Facebook account, Instagram, or dropping a comment on my YouTube channel, Sped Everyday. And you can also email me, spedeveryday@gmail.com. Are you watching this channel for the first time? If you are, make sure you check out the past videos on YouTube at Sped Everyday. And also, do not forget to leave a comment and share the videos as well. We're still on the topic daily living skills, which is one of those topics under life skills for our individuals with exceptionalities. And today, we'll continue from where we stopped last week. Remember, we are still about personal hygiene. Can you tell me why I chose personal hygiene first? Yes, I know you guys are smart because personal hygiene is that number one thing that would either attract someone to you or push them away. So just imagine you're meeting someone for the first time and then they say hello to you and all you can smell is, ooh. Honestly, it will take a really, really big heart for you to want, except you really need something from them, right? So this applies to everybody. And some of us are so fortunate that these skills, come to us naturally and we're able to take care of our body parts. We're able to take care of our own hygiene. We know when to brush. We can smell ourselves. We can take care of ourselves, use our deodorant. But to our individuals with exceptionalities, individuals with learning disabilities, they need this support. They want to learn from us. We need to support them and teach them how to be able to achieve this skill, how to be able to achieve this part of their life, this daily living skill. That's the number one thing. Personal hygiene is a lot. It is huge. It is something, it's a part of you, it's a daily living skill that if it is wrong, you can chase or send away all your supporters. Nobody wants to be around a dirty person. Nobody wants to be around someone that smells. Nobody wants to be around body odor. And that is why I said, if I'm teaching any other skill under life skills, I want to start from there first. Because every other skill to entail you or someone to be able to assist your child with it or assist your friend with it. So if they don't have the basics, how would this person be able to support them? So I started last week by giving you 4 tips on how to help our individuals with exceptionalities attain that independent level of personal hygiene. And I'm just going to give a brief recap on that. Last week, I gave 4 tips. The first one was about short stories, using short stories to help these individuals. I also said video modeling, recording yourself, recording a friend or a family member, a grandparent, someone that they adore, someone that they see as a superhero, and letting those people do the things they want, or you're trying to teach that child about their hygiene, putting it in the video, recording it, and then playing for this child every time when you want them to perform that duty or responsibility. Also, we use allowing them to choose their own grooming kit, the color of their toothbrush, the color of their sponge, the choice of soap. Because I said, most times, even as adults, when we have the right to choose, we tend to use what we chose. And then I talked about using task analysis, When I said task analysis is breaking down what you want them to do, breaking the chore down. Okay, is it for them to learn how to get up from their bed and go to the bathroom in the morning, to wash their face, to clean up, to use their deodorant, or to clean themselves up when they have their menstrual cycle? So we need to put this in task analysis so they can follow. For those that are able to follow step by step, they can read and follow instructions on that analysis document, and then they can do that. This week, I have 5 more tips that I'm going to talk about. Yes, you see number 5 here because I stopped on number 4 last week. So if you're watching this for the first time, it means you just have a job to perform. And what is that? To go on my YouTube channel or Facebook account and check out the last week video on personal hygiene. Let's get it started. Tip number 5, imitation. What does imitation mean? Let me give you an example. I have a daughter. She doesn't like to put lotion on her body, right? I know she's going to be so mad at me. We're talking about her business, but I'm not going to say which of my daughters. So she doesn't like using lotion, right? And when she does, most times she's either putting some on this arm and the other arm doesn't have it, or maybe on this side of the face and the other side doesn't have any lotion. And you're like looking at her whole body and you're like, did you put anything on your skin, girl? And yes, mommy, I did. Now, guess what I started doing? One-on-one instruction, modeling, one-on-one modeling, or call it imitation. Do as I do. And do as I do since we started has worked. And guess what we do? So if we need to put lotion, then we're putting lotion at the same time. So look at me and do exactly what I do. Now, mommy puts the lotion, rubs it on, do the first arm, and then she's doing that one. If it is the left, she's doing left. If it is the right, she's doing right. If mommy's putting the lotion on her face, then she's putting the lotion on her face like that. And I'll say, baby, look at me. If putting it under my, what's it called? The eyelid, she's doing that. Around my mouth, she's doing that. So she's copying me. She's imitating my action. And this works. I've talked to other parents and they've used it and it worked. So for example, is your child struggling with toothbrushing and they do not want you to brush for them? Hand over the toothbrush. Give it to them. Do it at the same time. Okay, boy, girl, what you need to do now is, mommy is brushing her tongue. Brush the tongue with them. Let them do the same thing. It takes a while, okay? It takes patience, okay? Because sometimes they don't want to do it. Sometimes they will do it even more than what you want them to do. And sometimes they're just going to refuse completely. But you know what? Consistency. So you're brushing your upper teeth. Yeah, they're brushing that too. Or what skill is it? Is it using the deodorant? Okay. Maybe your child has grown and you don't want to apply for them and they're comfortable, they're mobile, they can move their arms, they can move their body, they can get the deodorant. So why don't you say, okay, it's time. It could be the dad, it could be you, it could be the caregiver. Let's do it this time. So meaning you want to put your time, you want to work your time around their own grooming period so that you guys can achieve this together. So after taking your shower, you know the next thing is to put the deodorant, right? So do what mommy is doing, do what daddy is doing, and then they can do it. It takes a while to build this, a level of independence doing this. But one thing that comes to you, think about it. If you do this consistently for like 30 days, the next thing, this child is even picturing you doing it. So when you're not there, they know, oh, this is mommy does this left hand first. How do you think we cope when we do all this choreography? You know, you're like, how did I even learn all these songs? How did I even learn all these dance steps? These kids go on YouTube, they listen to songs every day, and then you'll be like, oh, my child has learning disability, but they could sing all this new song from beginning to the end, and they could dance all this dance, flossing and all that. So it shows you the power of looking at someone do it, and then they can do it and imitate. So as the adult figure in their life and as a role model in their life, you want to do what you expect. So it means that if you're that adult and you are not ready to take care of your own personal hygiene, I know some of us are like that too. You don't want to get up on bed. You don't want to brush your teeth now. You want to do it at your time. Just please think for a moment. What would you rather do? To stay in that comfort zone of yours, or to let your child with special needs or exceptionalities, or your child with disabilities, as some will call it? I'm using all these terms. So for the people watching me for the first time, they can understand what I'm saying and then transition from using those word disabilities to exceptionalities. So you want to think, do I want my child to attain independence, or do I just want to be in my comfort zone? So it takes time, it takes a while, it takes commitment. And that is what imitation does. Because now it's not you trying to oil or to lotion your body or to apply your deodorant or to brush your teeth or to take a bath or to take a shower at your own pace. It's now the time for you to do it because somebody is watching and you want them to learn from what you're doing. Imitation. Number 6, let's check it out. Timer or hourglass. Timer or hourglass. What do I mean by that? We have some individuals that all they need is a schedule. And what do we mean schedule? Knowing this is the time for me to do this. So this timer or hourglass, I'll break it into 2 for you. They could either use a timer to start. What do you want to do now? To take a shower? The alarm just got them up to go do that. Then I want you to be there for 5 minutes. You can set a timer. Or okay, the child start crying, whining. Oh, that's okay. It's just for you to take a shower now. Or it's just for you to dress up. Okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to do this for you if you finish in 3 minutes. Or if you do this in 3 minutes. So you're setting the timer for this child to know that, okay, I have a time limit. And most times, this timer makes our individuals with exceptionalities feel that, yeah, I got it done. I got it done. And that is what we want to see. And it also gives them a sense of choice. So for example, you want your child to go brush and they're like, I don't want to brush. Okay, I know the doctor said 2 minutes, right? Why don't you just do 1 minute? Do you want 2 minutes or 1 minute? Okay, mommy's going to put it on 1 minute. And when it's 1 minute, don't worry, whatever level you're in, we're stopping. It may look like taking a very slow step because you're going to still increase that minute. You're going to still increase the seconds. But what are we looking at? We're not looking at it now. We're looking at the future, the end goal. So it is time for you to, okay, they may not be able to brush the tongue today or to brush the upper mouth, the upper teeth today. It may just be this part. It's okay. Just know that tomorrow or later that day, you can go back to that part that they did not brush by setting another timer. And some individuals I spoke with, some parents said they use the hourglass. I'm going to provide a picture so you can see. So when the child says, okay, come on, you have a choice. Just put your hourglass on the table or on the kitchen cabinet or the bathroom cabinet and start. When it stops, when everything goes down, then that's when you're stopping. What are we looking for? The end goal is what? To be able to perform that area of personal hygiene. So it may even be dressing up. For some people, their child is able to dress up, but maybe not fast enough or too slow or, getting carried away because of the distractions around. Timers and hourglass help them to be able to perform this chore consistently within a period of time and then continue to build up on that, grow in that pace till they 100%. Remember, what is 100% for my child may not be 100% for your child. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not just a one-size-fits-all. But every child has a goal. And our goal as supporters of parents and adults role model in their life is to let them reach that highest potential. Number 7, communication. What do I mean communication? People are like, oh, every time it's communication. Yes. So you're trying to teach someone something, to learn how to do something, right? You need to communicate what you're doing as parents, as adults, as role models in their life. For example, You want your child to learn how to take a bath with sponge. And you bathe this child every day, or you're brushing their teeth every day, or you're changing their diaper every day. What you want to do is you want to talk about the process as you're doing it. When we hear the process over and over again, it helps to be able to perform that duty. For example, mom is going to wash under your arm now because that place, because of the sweat, we need to wash under the arm to avoid body odor. Now, mommy just finished, or daddy, or I just finished the left arm. Now, let me do the armpit on the other arm. Now, mommy is going to go around your neck, behind your ears, and you need to say step by step so that when you're not there, and if somebody else is trying to help them do it, guess what? That child is going to say, my mom needs to wash this part. My daddy does this part. I'm telling you, I get a lot of that from my daughters. For example, if their dad teaches them a skill, or like, for example, let's say, washing the face, and you're trying to do it for them. One of them may be like, oh, but daddy does this part too, because it says, under ear is always dirty. So we need to take extra time washing this part. And that is what children do. And when they're doing it on their own, they can think about what was said to them while they were being taught or supported. And they've heard this over the years. I'm telling you, it keeps coming back, especially for our kids with autism. It keeps coming back. Like, okay. And unconsciously, unconsciously, they just keep doing it that way. So we're not, when you're trying to let somebody reach independence, you are thinking of, you want to do things that when you're not there, they can hear your voice. Even to our non-verbal kids, you think they don't hear it? They do hear it. And when somebody does it to them, if they're able, their communication mode, you will feel it. Because they're able to either maybe try to lift the arm so you can know something is going on, you've not done something right. And this helps. So communication in teaching personal hygiene is very important. In fact, in teaching most life skills, it is important. Say it for a child that needs a diaper change. Even doctors will tell you that when, in pregnancy, talk to your baby. Talk to your baby, that baby can hear you. So now imagine the child that you can see. So, you need to communicate what you're doing. You need to communicate this step by step. You don't just grab a child and want to brush their teeth or want to clean them up or want to put the body spray on them or deodorant on them. Let them know. And not just I'm putting the deodorant. What does it do? What's the job or what's the work of a deodorant? What's the work of body spray? Why do I even need to brush my teeth? Or why do I need to pack my hair up? Why do I need to oil my hair? Why do I need to brush my hair? We don't just enforce things because we feel, oh, this is the right thing for you to do at the moment. Or it's money, you're grooming up, so brush your hair. To some, it comes easy, like I always say. To some, we understand. To some, we don't. So we want to have a reason so that when we go out there, when these kids go out there and somebody is trying to tell them that is not what to do, they can tell you this is why we're doing it. Trust me, these special kids, oh my God, they're going to follow everything to the letter. I have students that when you tell them one thing, oh, it is that one thing. So imagine if you're telling them the negative or you don't give them a reason for them to know what they're doing. Why do you think we call it exceptionalities? Because they're exceptional. Yes, because with consistency, they get it. And when it's there, it's there. So we want to understand and we want to use this understanding to know that when we're communicating with our individuals with exceptionalities, we need to break it down. We need to give reasons. We need to let them know why. And we need to say it step by step. Step by step. Then I use the word label. For number 8, label. What does it mean to label? Okay, at this point, I'm going to be talking about 3 major parts. I divided labeling into 3. I said the menstrual period, that's the monthly cycle, dressing, and grooming set. So, this is kind of like a task analysis, but I call it labeling. For example, you have a girl, and it's time for a monthly cycle. A lot of our individuals with exceptionalities struggle with that. In fact, we have parents that will keep these kids at home because they believe when they're during their monthly cycle, because they believe that is it that they won't clean up properly, they won't then it's not going to be easy, or there's no adult who can help them in school. But this is what we can do. Again, I always say this is not a one size fits all. For some kids this can work, for some it won't work. For some it takes time, for some it takes weeks, months, days. But one skill I've learned is you want your child to be able to change their sanitary towels at intervals, right? Yes. First, you would have done that skill of imitation. You'd have taught them how to imitate by you two pretending to be on your monthly cycle during the time they are, so that at every time when they are with you and they're on their monthly cycle, you can, oh, baby, it's time to change. They're changing, you're looking at them, and you're doing it as well. So they're doing it as you're doing it exactly, and they can learn from that if they're able, if they're mobile, to be able to move their hands and perform that activity. And if they're not, when you're changing them or you're helping them change, you can communicate, this is what I'm doing and this is why, and mommy is going to use that too. So that they can know that this is not a problem. This is what every woman have to, go through, and it is normal. Now, for school purpose, or for when you are not there and you want them to change, that's why I said labeling. And that is why I said using timers and schedules work for our individuals with exceptionalities, especially our kids with autism. So I want to believe that they've reached a level of understanding their daily schedule and understanding what scheduling means and timing. So you want to label that sanitary towel at 12 o'clock or number 1, depending on what you want to put on it. So you can give them 2 sanitary towels to school. One to be changed at 12, the other to be changed at 3. So you have the time there, and you've already communicated to the teacher as well. That is why as parents or caregivers, we need to communicate with our educators, the educators in the lives of our children. Because another place where these kids spend most of their time is in school. Or for those in the nursing home, so we want to let them know that the teachers or whoever adult it is with them know that at a certain time this is going to happen. So that person can reinforce what that activity is or what that child is supposed to do at that time. So you can label the sanitary towel, label it with time, the time for it to be changed, or label it with the number. This is the first one or this is the second one. And also we have watches that you can set your child's watch or whatever your child uses as timer to that time. So when it dings, your child knows this is the time for me to take the sanitary towel 1 and talk to my teacher or wherever that child is and go do it. Why I said labeling is because most of our children, they learn by visuals. They want to see. So, it's to some people, to a lot of individuals, it's easy, when I'm picking my sanitary towel. But our individuals with exceptionalities, they want to see, what's this one for? Number 1. What's this one for? Number 2. And that brings down their brain. It helps them not to be overwhelmed, because seeing 2 sanitary towels in my bag and having to think of which one do I want to pick first is overwhelming and may distract them from performing that chore. And also, I have another tip for you today. This tip, I learned it from my aunt, and I know she's listening to me today, because I've had parents ask me, oh, my daughter goes to school and When she's on a monthly cycle, I make her stay home because she gets stained all the time. And maybe there's no adult that would notice that, or she feels embarrassed and all that. So here's a tip. After teaching your child how to place the sanitary towel on their underwear, another tip I learned, because I've had series and, experiences of getting myself stained and getting embarrassed with that till my adult age, when my aunt had to tell me how she's been doing it. Get tissue paper, roll the tissue up, and then let this child put it in between their butts, so that when they sit down and the blood is dripping, it doesn't go on the back of their pants or skirts, but instead the tissue sucks it up. That has worked for me. That has worked for every little girl I've talked to about it. And that worked for my aunt, and that was why she could teach me. So this is just a little tip, that I had to bring in. And remember that if your child is already, used to changing their sanitary towels, and you want to add this skill, you have to start from the scratch again with them to know the reason why they have to put that, because it may be uncomfortable sometimes, but it gets the job done. Now, what is next? Reinforcement. Oh, sorry. Now I'm moving too fast. Under labeling, I talked about menstrual period. How about dressing? Yes, we can also label the dresses for the week. Most of the time, we are overwhelmed in the morning about their grooming, about dressing up for school, about what they're going to wear. So what we can do is, on Sunday or whatever day of the week that you're free, get your child involved in picking their own clothes. And you'd already discussed that is the time for you to learn about weather. That is the time for you to learn about the right clothing. And that is the time for them to choose, so that you will not be stressed every morning when they need to go to school. And one thing about picking outfits is that you know that it is clean at that time, and you can label it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this child believes that he is in charge of his own dressing, is in charge of his own grooming. And so when he becomes an adult and is reached independence, that independence age, when we may not be with them, this child can already perform this chore or this task without being told, because he has over the years got up to label his outfit for the day. Remember, with learning how to perform these chores or this task or this activity perfectly, independently, and we are also learning how to be able to link this activity into our daily lives. So imagine a child that needs to get up to go to work when he becomes an adult. So he's not going to have to struggle 10 years down the line in what choice of clothes do I make this morning, because that adult that was in his life when he was a young kid has helped him to be able to perform this task successfully by bringing out all those clothes. If it needs ironing, if it needs folding, if it needs, one by one for the week, including shoes. So, because our kids with exceptionalities, when they wake up first thing, you don't know what mood they're waking up into. So now you don't want them to go through something extra that will just disrupt the whole day or make it so stressful for you as a caregiver or for themselves as well. So we can label their outfit. We can label their grooming set. So this labeling of grooming set also comes with task analysis. The grooming set, their airbrush, their deodorant, their shaving cream, and all those, you can label it. So that when they finish taking a shower, they know what to pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that order. And they're not just stressed about, I forgot to use this one, I forgot to use that one. So there are times like, you can make it fancy, you can label and put them in the basket. You just lay it down there for them not to be stressful. And then when they grow up, even as adults, guess what? These kids are thinking of numbers or letters or what you've labeled it for as when they were young, and they are using that to remember they're in the store. Oh, I need to buy number 3. That's my deodorant. I need to buy number 2. And they're working with that. You know, it amazes me when people say, oh, why don't my child to think of numbers? Girl, would you rather your child not know or be able to take care of their own hygiene than worry with, oh, they're thinking about that. They're thinking about this. We need to do everything possible that will make our kids learn, that will let them reach their highest potential and be independent. Lastly, reinforcement. Everyone loves a little something. Everybody loves a little something. Just like I love a little something too. As soon as I finish this video, I want to sit back and watch a movie. That's my reinforcement. That is that little something I get after this. But if I'd not done this now, I bet I won't be able to watch that movie because I've not done what I'm supposed to do. So now is the time. Reinforcement is that you give them in return. It's not spoiling your child like I always say. It's not indulging your child like I always say. It is using what you have to get what you want. It takes a whole lot for our individuals with exceptionalities to learn that skill that we're trying to teach them. You may think it's that easiest skill on earth. You may think it's that easiest thing to learn, but to them it takes a whole lot. It takes them even trying to wrap around the reason, why do I have to do this? So now imagine this child thinking, why do I have to do this? And then that child did something. That child needs a treat. There are some times that the reinforcement might even be you cutting some slacks. But just remember, whatever you do to reinforce your child, don't let it affect the skill you're trying to teach. For example, you're trying your child to learn how to brush regularly. So you're not going to reinforce that child by saying, okay, don't worry, if you brush today, you're not going to brush your teeth tomorrow. No, because that child will grow up to think it's okay not to do it in one day. But you can say, okay, I can reinforce it. When you finish brushing, or if you do it at the time you're supposed to do it, or you do it right, then you know what your child likes. We've talked about reinforcement before. You can check the past videos, how to use reinforcement, positive or negative reinforcement in helping your child attain independence. So you want to use that thing that they love, that thing that they won't be tired of it. And when you know they're getting tired of it, you quickly switch it. So they won't be too comfortable in that, using that thing as a reinforcement because there are times you give me this every time. I don't even need it anymore, I'm done. So you need, as a parent, you need to know when to stop, even to use a particular thing as a treat for your child. So the bottom line is, personal hygiene, is it difficult to learn? Yeah, it's kind of. Will they learn it in one day? I bet not. Will you be able to achieve that goal in 1 month? Maybe for some, yes, for some not. But let me tell you what works. Consistency. So everything I've said today and I've been saying in the past still hands up to how are you as a parent or educator or caregiver going to let these kids understand that you're really trying to support them to attain or achieve their highest potential. So remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all. I may hear from other parents next week that says, oh, it started working already. Some parents will say, no, it's not worked. We've been on it for 6 months. But you know what? No matter the milestone, no matter how little that progress it is, celebrate it within yourself. Celebrate it with your child. And know that the end goal is not for now. It's for the future, for when you're not there. And for them to be able to attain independence. Let me give a brief recap. I want to start from number 1. Tips in helping your child with their personal hygiene. Number 1, using short stories. Number 2, video modeling. Number 3, task analysis. Number 4, letting your child choose. Number 5, imitation. Number 6, timer or hourglass. Number 7, communication. Number 8, labeling. And number 9, reinforcement. Then let me add number 10 to it. Being consistent. Thank you again for watching your girl Bola Tofatoke today at Sped Every Day. Do not forget to leave your comments. Do not forget to share this video. And do not forget to share your experiences as well. I look forward to catching up with you next Friday. Take care, stay safe, protect yourself, use your mask, wash your hands, sanitize when you have to, and know that we are all in this together. Have a blessed weekend.